Sherlock Holmes is a fictional detective created by Scottish author and physician Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, a London-based consulting detective whose abilities border on the fantastic. Holmes is famous for his astute logical reasoning and his use of forensic science to solve difficult cases. Holmes, who first appeared in publication in 1887, was featured in 4 novels and 56 short stories. The first novel, A Study in Scarlet, appeared in Beaton's Christmas Annual in 1887, and the second, The Sign of the Four, in the Lincoln's Monthly Magazine in 1890. The character grew in popularity with the first series of short stories in the Strand magazine, beginning with A Scandal in Bohemia in 1891. Further series of short stories and 2 novels published in serial form appeared between then and 1927. The stories cover a period from around 1880 up to 1914. All about 4 stories are narrated by Holmes' friend and biographer, Dr. John Watson. 2 are narrated by Holmes himself, The Adventure of the Blanched Soldier and The Adventure of the Lion's Mane, and 2 others are written in first person, The Adventure of the Measuring Stone and His Last Ball. In 2 stories, The Adventure of the Musgrave Ritual and The Adventure of the Glorian Scot, Holmes tells Watson the main story from his memories, while Watson becomes the narrator of the framed story. The first and fourth novel, A Study in Scarlet and The Valley of Fear, include long intervals and omniscient narration, recounting events unknown to either Holmes or Watson. Comparing the book and the movie Sherlock Holmes can be difficult. For example, there are many similarities, but also some differences. One of the most changed was that Sherlock is not nearly as blunt nor violent in the book. Another difference is that the character can follow Sherlock's trains of thought material. The third difference will be the difference of time periods. Though there are more similarities, there are still quite a lot of differences. The character Sherlock Holmes is quite a charming fellow. In the book, Sherlock is calm and full of knowledge. In the movie, Sherlock tends to have a slightly more aggressive approach to things. He is very blunt, and his thought is extremely smart. He is a sucker for the lady, and will try his hardest to find out the answer to a mystery if it's small a lady. In both the movie and the book, Holmes follows his persona, a pipe magnifying glass, and his signature jacket. Though in the movie, Holmes didn't wear his trademark hat. Instead, it was more or less a businessman-like. He cannot focus on anything for the life of him, and he tends to blur out anything that comes to his mind. The Holmes in the book tends to be more self-oriented, calmer, quieter, and the reader can follow his thought process. In the movie, Holmes had to stop and make sure that the viewers were on the same page as him. Both the movie and the book take place in different time periods. In the movie, the time period is set in 1819, around the Industrial Revolution. In the book, the times take place earlier than of the movie, because there is no mention of the vehicles. Another hint at the time difference would be that what the women wore. Though that women wore was quite close. The colors were either too bright or too plain for whichever time. The difference of character, time period, and the reader feeling are some of the differences between the Sherlock Holmes movie and the Sherlock Holmes book. That is, aside from the fact that the movie is visual and the book is not.